What's going on YouTube? This is Jim, and today I want to talk to you guys about one of my favorite genres in video games, and that is the survival genre. Now, I first cut my teeth on Minecraft survival mode of all things, and I do know that the genre existed before that, but that's when I got into it. And that is one of the simpler mechanics in which all you have to worry about is hunger. So as long as your character is well fed, you'll be okay. As your food levels drop to 0, you slowly start ticking away health. Once you run out of health, you die. And Minecraft even takes it a step easier that you don't actually die from hunger. You just go all the way down to like 1 health point. Now, obviously, as you start to progress in these survival games, you start to build up resources, you start to build up all this sort of stuff. That becomes less and less of an issue. And you actually beat the system in that sense, and then you go on to bigger and better things. Minecraft is no exception. Let's stick with Minecraft for a minute. I'll talk about Rust in a few minutes. So with Minecraft, you start off with nothing. You just got to walk around. You got to punch logs and or trees. You make logs, which you eventually turn into a crafting table. The crafting table can eventually be used to make other tools, such as axes, which allow you to cut trees faster, or pickaxes, which allow you to mine the earth. Eventually, you build up enough where you can build your own house. You just build, the first house is probably going to be made out of like sand or dirt or some crappy material. It may or may not have a door. It really doesn't matter. The idea is just to kind of keep you isolated at night so you're not, suspect to all the evils of the world, right? And then eventually you start farming crops and you start harvesting cows and you start harvesting chickens and sheep and that sort of thing. And you build up your food supply and then you're pretty much set. Then it's like, okay, what's next? Then you go off and you start mining the earth and finding iron, and you smelt iron down to make better weapons, and the better weapons make better pickaxes, which allow you to mine even farther in the earth, and the cycle continues on and on. Before you know it, you're building portals to other dimensions, you're wearing diamond armor, you're automating simple tasks such as how you collect seeds, or how you automate things. You don't have to open doors anymore. You may have pressure plates. You can set up traps in order to kill enemies. You can bait them and that sort of thing. And then kind of the sky's the limit. And that's really where the Minecraft element of it comes in. Particular emphasis on the crafting, because by then you're just going out and making crazy ideas. There is an end state to the game. You can actually beat the game, so to speak. But that's pretty much how all those survival games go. You start with nothing, and you slowly build up into something. And then after that, you kind of go off and you find what challenges or what parts of the game intrigue you most. Now, I have really spent a long time in Minecraft. I mean, years and years and years in Minecraft. I played it on the Xbox 360. I played on the Xbox One. I played on the PC. I played on the PS4, and even on my mobile phone. I'm no stranger to how Minecraft works. I really got that system down pat. And towards the end, you build houses underwater and all that sort of crazy stuff. But then I realized that, I really do like this genre. I want to see what else is out there. So about a week or so ago, the Humble Bundle actually had the Survival Bundle, which I picked up, which included Rust. And I have spent about 15 or so hours so far playing on Rust, and what a totally different experience that game is. It's very similar in the sense of the rules I told you before. Yes, the system is a little bit more complex. Now you have to worry about food and water, 2 separate statistics. Without either, you will die. Not that your health will go to 1. You will just flat out die if you run out of things. But you also have to worry about being wet, being cold, being hot. There's tons of mechanics that are built in. Drowning. I mean, I guess there's drowning in Minecraft as well. But all these systems that are really now starting to make it much more lifelike in a sense. Like, you couldn't just eat wheats for the rest of your life. You would eventually need to drink water for survival. You could start to see the difference between what the experience Minecraft offers in survival mode versus the experience of what Rust brings you. What Rust really does, though, yes, it is an in-depth crafting system, and it's got a lot of the same hooks as Minecraft, but where it really stands apart is that brutal lifelike element to it, which some people are going to immediately gravitate to and love, some people are going to immediately hate, and then some people are going to have totally different experiences, and some days they love it and some days they hate it. I'm firmly in the camp that I love it, even though I'm very annoyed by it. Allow me to explain. When you start the game, you are naked. You are completely naked. You could see your dude's junk, or if you're a chick, you could see your junk. You walk around with a boulder, like a big rock kind of looking thing, and a torch. That's all you have. It's up to you to take the rock and go hit a tree, From the tree, make wood planks. From the wood planks, make, does it sound familiar so far? Work your way up the ranks, right? Here's the problem. If you're on the servers with a lot of people, like I'm playing on the official North American Reddit server, any active time there are 200 players on there, right? You could get in queue and play whatever. 200 players on there. That means when you log in, there are 199 other people who are doing the same thing as you. And rest assured, most of them are probably going to kill you because they want to get a head up. And honestly, you may fall down that path as well, where you're just a cold-blooded murderer. I can't tell you the number of times I've been minding my business out in a field in the middle of nowhere, hitting the tree with my rock, trying to get enough materials to start my wood planks so I could build a very basic house. And I get stabbed in the back, I get shot with an arrow, I get blown up by a helicopter or whatever. People kill me. There's nothing to get. They gain absolutely nothing from doing this short of griefing me. I guess technically they could take my rock. I don't know. They're very easy to craft. You could kill me. You could harvest my skull, which you could grind into things, my bones, my organs, if you wanted to. I don't know. I mean, if you eat human meat, by default, you lose health. Maybe people are cannibals and they like that kind of stuff. I don't know. But it does get frustrating. And then there are other times when I play and I meet other people and we work together and build a community. I've had people pretend to work with me only to kill me so they didn't have to do everything on their own. Like, hey, Jim, you go get stone. I'll go get wood. We'll meet back here in 20 minutes. I'm like, hey, guys, I got the stone. Boom. Thanks, buddy. And it is funny. I mean, I'm laughing about it. I'm smiling about it now. It is a game, but man, oh man, sometimes it's pretty frustrating. So I could see why people are kind of turned off to that genre, at least Rust, because it is so brutal, but it is also pretty rewarding too when you finally kind of make it and you're out on your own and you're walking around and you have your gear on and you feel a little more protected in the world. Yes, you will have your head on a swivel at all times. You will be looking around corners. You'll be crouching everywhere. Sometimes you'll just sit and watch a spot for 5-10 minutes and see if any movement happens. You may overwatch two people fight and pick up the survivor. You may totally ignore it. It's totally up to you. It's just a very different way to play games. And I think a lot of people who haven't played that kind of game, whether it be that or H1Z1 or Ark or any of those, I really encourage you guys to go out and check them out because I think you're going to appreciate some of the nuances and some of the differences between that and a regular game. Very similar to Minecraft, though, the end game state is kind of up to you. As far as I can tell, Rust doesn't really have much of a story. It is an alpha, so I don't know. Maybe they're going to add one later. Other than getting established and building more and more stuff or being a griefer and going out and raiding people or, going out and helping the next guy in line. Once you've kind of done that, there's really not much left to do except just kind of build up your house a little bit more. Always being on guard, just because you're in your house does not mean you're safe. People can break your house down. I have seen that happen numerous times where, you kind of build like a settlement. Maybe you have 3 or 4 people playing together who all build their house. And then somebody will come in and just go nuts and nobody's around and everything gets burned. And the worst feeling is when you sign in and you think, because your body is still in the server even when you're not. When you go to sleep, you're sleeping in a bed. You're active. You could break into somebody's house, and if they're not online, you can kill them, right? Take all their stuff. The worst thing is when you sign in and you think you're going to wake up in your sleeping bag, and you wake up on the desert with nothing, which means they've burned your house down, they've burned your sleeping bag, they've taken everything, and you're back to square one, which could absolutely happen. The only thing you get to retain with you is the experience points that you had, which allow you to unlock better things and build better things. But if you don't have the crafting materials to do them, it really doesn't do you any good, and you really are back to square one. And I guess if you enjoy that kind of thing, like me and Minecraft particularly, like that's my go-to game in terms of like, let's build a new house. Let's start over. Let's try to build a house underwater. Let's build a house on a mountain. Let's do this or that. That's a much more toned down experience. Rust does take some time. And, the first time I played it, I spent about 4 or 5 hours building up a pretty decent house with a couple of my friends, and everything was great. And then everybody logged off and I logged in. And I couldn't get out the front door because everyone was griefing me. I'm like, well, I'm done playing. Now, they started beating on the house when I logged off. Maybe the house is there, maybe it's not. I don't know. I haven't gone back and checked. But it could easily be gone. And all that hard work we did playing till like 2 or 3 in the morning, grinding materials could be completely gone for somebody else to enjoy. So there's that. But I know it sounds like I'm really beating it up, and I'm not trying to, not just Rust, but just the genre in general. But I really think as a gamer, you should check it out. I think you'll enjoy it if you haven't already. There's a ton of options out there. I just named a few that are more popular, at least the ones that I've played. I really do enjoy Minecraft. I really do enjoy Rust. And I did play the Ark Open Beta back on Steam a couple weeks ago, and I enjoyed that one as well. I mean, that's got a dinosaur flair to it, so you can train and domesticate dinosaurs, but you got to know somebody's going to have a better dinosaur than you, and just when you think you got it good, you're going to get got yourself. So if you haven't already checked these games out, I highly recommend you do so. This is my PSA to all things survival games. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys on the other side. Take care.